Eat shit and diet. How to lose weight while enjoying the food you love. Part 2. In part 2 I'm going to talk about food. I've got a rough plan of what I'm going to talk about, but it might be there might be a lot of umming and ahhing. I haven't really planned this out. I've got a few notes here and I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and using my experience of how I lost weight in 2012, going from, I think it was about 25% body fat down to 12%, maybe lower. I mean, you could definitely, if you look at the picture in part 1, you can definitely see definition. So I've got an idea of how it works, and I wasn't eating really healthily. I was eating all the usual stuff: fish and chips, pizzas. I'm not young either, I'm 40, so it's not say, oh okay, you're 20, you can eat what you want. No, and I did a moderate amount of exercise. I did some weightlifting. Didn't build muscle because I'm on a calorie deficit, but certainly I lost weight, and that's really what I want to talk about today. So first of all, just a note that I advise you to eat healthily. I'm telling you, you can eat pizza and Coke and chips or fries in America, but I advise you to eat healthily. You know what's healthy for you. Fruit, fresh fruit, vegetables. Avoiding like fried food. So that's my underlying thing. But for many people who live that lifestyle all the time, they will find it very difficult to just suddenly cut everything out. And you know what it's like. You try and cut it out. 2 weeks later, you're either binging on it or at least given up and gone back to your old habits. So I say, if you want to lose weight, then you don't have to cut everything out. I mean, my motto is cut down, not out. So with that in mind, first of all, as there was a slight suggestion there that basically you need to be honest about what you want. Some people say, I want to get fit, when they really mean I want to lose weight. Or they say, I want to eat more healthily, when really they mean they want to lose weight. So do you want to get fit, or do you want to get healthy, or do you really just want to lose weight? What's going to make you happier in the short term? Because you need to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you can be really healthy, really fit, but overweight. Let me consider this. If you were twice your size you are now, but medically twice as healthy as you are now, would you be happy? So say if you're maybe 15, 16 stone, if you're 30 stone but healthier and fitter, because you can be, would you be happy? I doubt it. But if you are half as fit or healthy as you are now, or gained no noticeable improvements in health or fitness, but got down to, maybe if you're a female, I don't know, gone from 15 down to 8 stone, perhaps, that may be unrealistic. Or if you're a man, you've gone from, 20 stone down to 12 stone. You'd be happy, wouldn't you? Just be honest with yourself, and that's the important thing. If you're not honest with yourself, then you're going to find it very difficult to achieve things. You can do all the right things in terms of getting fit and healthy, and still not get the the weight that you're trying to achieve. So, how can you eat what you want within reason and lose weight? The first thing you really need to do is learn to count calories. If you don't count calories, you just don't know what you're eating. You might be eating too little one day, eating too much the next day, and overall, this is what you've done in the past. We call it yo-yo dieting, because you just say, I cut down everything or cut out everything, and then you end up losing a little bit of weight. You stagnate because your metabolism slows down, and you in theory done all the right things that they tell you to do, and yet you give up, and now you're listening to this video because you've been trying everything. It's called yo-yo dieting. Story of many people's lives, really. So learn to count calories. You need to aim to work out your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. Just Google that, TDEE. There are loads of sites where you can calculate that. And eat 10% less. That's all you got to aim for. 10% less for your calories, and within that, you can eat anything you want. If you find out that your total daily intake is say, I don't know, because you're fairly you lead a fairly sedate life, so it's 1,700 calories, then you can eat half a pizza every day. It's not healthy for you. Well, mind you, are pizzas particularly unhealthy? They got a lot of cheese, but it's not terrible. It's got protein, so half a pizza is probably about 1,000 calories, so that gives you another 600-700 calories, which you could have a small portion of fries if you want, or chips, or you can have a small dessert afterwards, and you're still within your calorie intake. And that's what I did pretty much every day. So yeah, you can eat what you want. Now the thing is, as I've said, it's about whether you want to get fit, get healthy, or just lose weight. Because if you eat what you want, you're not eating the right stuff to, for instance, to put on to build muscle, which many men, they want to go from being overweight to looking athletic, and it's going to be very difficult because you unless you monitor your protein levels, for instance, and keep your carbs in check and so on, you're going to find it difficult to build muscle on a calorie deficit. If your plan is to enter the London Marathon, that's great, but again, you're going to really be better off to eat the right food, because you'll have to be training all the time. But if you just want to lose weight, you can eat what you want. You will go from where you are now to become a leaner version of yourself. It's quite simple, really. So, right, another piece of advice. You're going to get, especially if you tell people that you're losing weight and you're counting calories. First of all, oh yes, see, this is the thing, I haven't planned it. So one thing you'll get is people saying, "Oh, should you be eating that?" And you might be tucking into a nice burger and chips, and providing it's less than your total daily energy expenditure, I don't see the problem. So people can say, "Oh, should you be eating that?" And your answer is, perhaps you can say it more politely, but your answer could be, it's within my calorie intake or my calorie goals. Do you know what my calorie goals are? Do you know how many calories this is? If their answer is no, then they cannot comment. It's as simple as that. But you can I'll leave you to make it more polite, but basically, if it's within your calorie goal for the day, you can eat it. If you're going, say, another example is, you want to go out in the evening with your friends for a few pints of beer. Each pint's about 150 calories, so you could just drink your calories, 150 calories, so that, and if your goal is 1,500 calories in a day, then you could drink 10 pints. Not advisable, because you can't eat anything. I mean, the main reason why men tend to put on weight, the old beer bellies, because when they have a night out, they'll have their lunch, and then their snacks, their breakfast, their midday snacks, then they have a nice big meal, and following up with a few pints, and then perhaps after that they might have a curry or kebab, and that's going to add up to 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 calories. So if you are going to go for a big day out, then maybe just eat really light food, or big night out, sorry, just eat really light food until it's time to go. Be careful of your choices at lunch, at your dinner. So don't have a massive pizza. Maybe only have half a pizza. Share it with someone. Have a salad, and then you can, enjoy the drinks. Last year, I love cider. I love whiskey. I've had that, especially single malt. If any of you lose weight and are really pleased, feel free to buy me a bottle of 12-year-old single malt. Right. Let me have a look. Yes. Again, when people find out you're going to lose weight, or you're trying to lose weight, they're going to be giving you loads of tips. They might say stuff like, "Oh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day," or "Don't eat carbs after 7 p.m," or "Don't eat after 7 p.m." Unless they give you some sort of scientific paper, which has done research based on interviewing or studying thousands of people, ignore it, because it's all nonsense. I've skipped loads of breakfast last year because I was testing intermittent fasting, and no problem at all. I've eaten well into the night. I've eaten at 2 o'clock in the morning. I might have eaten 500 calories at 2 o'clock in the morning because I just didn't get my calories in for the day. So I thought, well, I might as well. I usually eat 50% of my calories after 7 p.m. And I've lost weight. The body doesn't know what time it is, and it's if you're not going to use it, it's going to be stored anyway. So it is a case of eating it and enjoying it. Yeah, and as I say, cut down, not out. Right, so with that in mind, here's a few tips that I've worked out that seem to affect me, and it seems to affect people I speak to, or useful people I've spoken to. First of all, I would look at your salt intake. Cut that down as much as you can. We need a little bit of salt, but you don't have to pour it on like sauce, because the problem is salt has a water retention effect, which means that you're going to store more water in your fat cells, as I understand it. I'm no scientist, but try cutting that down. That will help with losing weight and also making you look leaner. Secondly, I would go easy on carbs, because carbs tend to be more calorie dense, and apart from a source of fuel, they don't really have that much of a use. I'm not saying cut out carbs. If you like chips, have chips. If you like pizza, eat pizza. Just go easy with it. Don't go absolutely crazy. Have a smaller portion. Top it up with eating more salads, more protein, meat, because actually, it's useful and it tastes good, it fills you up. Even consider stuff. Well, the next thing is it's healthy fats and proteins. So not all fats are bad. Eat peanuts, eat nuts, eat fish, eat chicken. You can even eat chicken skin. I dare you. If you find my diary on my fitness pal, you see I ate a lot of chicken wings last year. You don't have to suffer. So yeah, it is about making sure you eat less than or fewer calories than your total daily energy expenditure, but try to aim for it. If you try to get clever and think, oh, if I don't eat, or if I eat even less, then I'm going to get I'll result in faster weight loss. What you'll find is if you aim for something like 1,000 calories a day, or 800 depending on your TDEE, you'll find that your metabolism really grinds to a halt. Now there are ways of doing that. Exercise, for instance, and which I will cover in part 3, but also eating a little bit more than you think you should. So I aim for your TDEE less, about 20%. I just wondered, when I said they aim for TDE before, I see that's probably not planning. So aim, yes, the emphasis, aim for TDEE less, 15 to 20%. You're going to have to calculate it. There are loads of websites. Because obviously, if you eat your TDEE, you'll maintain. So you want to lose weight, so you eat just less, but not too little. So I was aiming for about 1,700 to 1,900 calories a day. And if I couldn't meet it, because sometimes you eat a lot of the healthy stuff, because you just generally do feel like eating more healthy stuff, and you get full before you've used up your calories. So you then have to start topping up with peanuts, other high calorie but good quality food. So peanuts, even peanut butter, by the spoon. Get a tablespoon and start shoveling in. Count the calories, obviously, because I think each spoonful is 150 calories. Each moderate handful of peanuts or nuts in general is about 150 calories. But if you are it's say 11 p.m. at night, you're about to go to bed, you realise that you're down by 300 calories. It's 2 handfuls of peanuts. Easy. Right, the final tip before I'll give your ears a rest is don't drink your calories if you can help it. Opt for, if you can, cut down. Obviously, I had coffees, milky coffee and so on, and coffee with sugar in it. But if you can, go for the try stevia. I think that's how you pronounce it, or stevia. I don't know. It's these sugar sweetener things, or even normal sweeteners. Add that to your coffee, and have it black rather than white, because it does add up. If you have 5 cappuccinos, that's probably about 700 calories in a day. So try to drink stuff like that. Drink green tea, black coffees, things like jasmine, oolong, peppermint. Have a go, or just water. If you can handle water, even better. I'm not really a fan of tap water, so I have to go for like these funny teas. But yeah, don't drink your calories. Save for special days like night out with the girls or whatever. That's then obviously you can reward yourself a bit, as long as you count them. But if you must have your 5 milky coffees with 2 sugars every day, then well, you need to count it. There's no option, and I think each one is about 50 to 70 calories, so count it. And ultimately, as I say, eat whatever you want, but keep it less than your total daily energy expenditure. You will lose weight, but don't eat too little, because then your metabolism will start to slow down. I think that's it. 15 minutes, eh? So if you have any questions, please do ask, and I will reply as soon as I can. Okay, thank you for listening. Goodbye.